For those na I think some people are mentioning na may feedback. Yes, we know na may feedback po yung audio ni Ma'am Tess. We're trying our best to fix it given na may mga technical difficulties. But I hope na na clear somehow we understood what Ma'am Tess was mentioning. Attorney Pepper, so si Ma'am Tess is mentioning about the net loss carryover, I think the NOLCO or something. If ever merong merong losses this year, can it be carried over next year?
Yes, usually up to, you can carry over anything na kasi when you suffered enough losses that you're not gonna pay income tax, you can carry it over or apply it for refund. Ang BIR will fight you tooth and nail if you're gonna apply for refund. But if you're gonna carry it over, you can carry it over almost perpetually kasi nga igagamit mo lang naman yung loss mo sa past kaysa gamit. Kasi technically yung losses can only be used, I think, 3 years. But you can always use yung pinakadulong 3 years na losses for your income next year. Pero ang suggestion ko, kapag if you're gonna claim business losses, you're not just gonna claim yung actual losses na na-suffered mo sa this month. Since this is an extraordinary circumstances, there are certain companies that relies on foot traffic.
Yes.
I suggest that with the help of your accountant, you should get yung yung actual income mo for maybe January to March or April or even May, depende how far is the pandemic. Compare it with what you earned last year or the previous years. Then you can give an estimate on what is your actual loss from the, let's say, if you're existing for 5 years already, for the past 5 years, you could give an estimated loss because you don't have any more foot traffic. Ngayon, with regards to companies that involve inventories, kasi as of now, I don't know any orders na closing yung mga retails, manufacturing companies. Pero this is regards to service. You can apply yung mga walk-in customers. But with regards dun sa manufacturing, I cannot give you any advice na delay kasi yung product, it still goes on eh.
So attorney, clarify ko lang, you're mentioning that about dun sa losses ng foot traffic. So does that mean na what do you mean na pwedeng i-apply yon kahit na
No,
paano siya?
This is parang potential tax avoidance because there are certain industries na naapektuhan ng DTI memorandum circular closure for 1 month. These
Yes.
are yung mga industries that involves events. These are industries that
Restaurants.
involve concerts, restaurants that serves liquor, gambling institutions, and also yung mga mall-based operators. They're talagang permanently closed for 1 month. How can you compute your actual losses doon? Obviously, you cannot present yung losses because yung more or less ang business losses based on point of sale. So you can get yung losses based on the actual earnings which you potentially earned for the past few months or for the past few years, much better. I-compare mo sa month. Let's say you exited for years already. You can compare it in what did you earn from January to April or May on how long you've been existing. But pag nag-exist ka lang ng months pa lang, you can compare it to your transactional sales for the past few months. Pero mas effective syempre kapag years kasi may proof talaga na this is what you've been earning regularly.
Sir Jerry, can I ask question to Attorney Chris?
Sure.
For example, yung ating closure is March 14 to April 14. That's 1 month. Tapos, ang pwede kong i-file na losses is i-compare ko on the previous year. Diba? Pero itong January natin ng 2020, the losses started to incur dahil January pa lang, February, paksak na talaga yung sales. So, yung ba would be allowed by BIR?
I'm not saying na baka i-allow ng BIR kasi nga depende nga sa examiner sila. But what I'm just saying, it's a proof that you have actually suffered business losses.
Yes.
Kasi nga, sabi mo nga, let's assume I've been earning 2 million in 2016, 2017, I've been earning 3 million, 2018, I earned 2 million, tapos 2019, I've been earning 2 million, then all of a sudden, I'm earning 500,000 or I'm not earning at all. So, i-compare mo yung in-earn mo average it,
Yes.
and then you present it to BAR. This is what I've been earning from January to April to March, and this is what I've been earning now.
So,
So that's a proof. Kasi nga, if you've been paying correct taxes, basis mo, you present your old annual income tax returns, your old what you have filed before, your financial statement, then you compare it what you've earned ngayon. So, it's proof. Maybe AR proof ka nagpe-pay kang tax regular, ito in-earn mo, and all of a sudden, ito lang in-earn mo.
yes.
Okay, sige. So, I think Ma'am Tess de Macolangan is also on the line. We'll patch her in para yan, ma-discuss natin. Marami rin tayong mga tanong sa ating chat. So, for those who are just watching yon, please feel free i-chat niyo yung mga tanong niyo para masagot
Pati,
ng ating
pati
mga
suggestion ng, i-post lang
masagot.
yung RMC, kung ano man yung deadline na in-extend ng BIR, pwede pa-post kasi wala pa ako mabasa sa
Sige, attorney.
air.
We'll research that
On Friday.
para ma-post natin yung link. So, again, for those who are watching, if you have questions, feel free na magtanong para masagot ng ating mga speakers. Okay, so we'll patch in si Ma'am Tess de Macolangan. I'll just hide myself para mapasok ko siya. Ayan. Hi, Ma'am Tess. Can you hear us?
Good morning, Ma'am Tess.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Hello,
Good
Jerry.
morning.
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
good
Good
morning,
morning, Ma'am
Tess.
Tess.
Do you hear me?
Oo.
Yes, loud and clear.
Tess, good
Morning,
morning.
George.
Morning.
Morning. Hello. Good morning,
Okay, hello.
everyone. Thank you for
Okay, Tess.
letting me join your discussion. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I
Yes,
can
loud
hear you.
and
I can
clear.
hear you. I can hear you.
Ma'am Tess,
So,
yan,
sige,
baba
tayo,
lang po
tayo.
ng video cam para mas makita kayo. Ayan. Yeah, Sir George, sige
Ayan,
po,
yan,
take it away.
ganyan. Oo.
Okay. Tess, opinion
Yes.
lang. Si Attorney Pepper po, Ma'am Tess, Tess, di ko mga,
Hi.
di
I'm
makulangan.
actually with the PICPA. I'm now National Director of PICPA po.
Nako,
Ayan,
wow. National
tama-tama.
Director niyo pala ang akin, oo. Tama. Oo. Nice to meet you, Ma'am, National Director po. Para lang refrigerator ang dating natin, National. Okay. Game. Joey, question.
So,
Ma'am Tess.
yung unang question ko, nasagot ni Attorney Chris na pwede palang gamitin yung aking previous na mga performances. So, kahit ano. May another question, sir. Meron tayong mga losses pa na incurred for the likes of yung ano natin, yung salary. Siyempre, kahit walang pasok, we have to give salary to our employees. Paano magiging ano namin yun, sir? Ma'am Tess, implication on.
Kasi po, there is I don't know, attorney, kasi so far as losses is concerned, it's very specific in the law that you have to declare it with the BIR, I think, for 30 to 45 days. So I don't know in this specific circumstance is if they will allow such kind of parang sort of you summarize everything and then you show. So wala pa hong case na ganon, because what is usually being done is that you have to declare with the BIR your losses in a specific number of days, and then that's the time that you are, and then you don't recover anything from insurance. That is all very specific in the law. But I don't know if they will allow this time. Usually po, what can be done if you're really incurring losses, what happens is that makikita naman po for example, for a year or for a month or two, you didn't get any revenues. So, understandably ho, kung what happens is you have a lot of expenses and yet wala kang revenue, magma-manifest po yun doon sa yung income tax return. Now, if the losses are greater than what are the income for the year, yun nga lang, you can use it next year as a NOLCO. But I'm just hoping that at this point in time, the BIR will be able to come up with a specific ruling on, say, losses incurred during the period that the COVID-19 is being addressed at this point in time. That's sana ho meron hong special law to that effect. Kasi otherwise, the old law on losses will prevail.
Oo.
So yun naman po from the practitioner's point of view. Okay.
So parang sinasabi ni Ma'am Tess na we can only comply dun sa luma pa kasi wala pang bagong nilalabas sila Ma'am na
Yes. Oo. Although sinasabi ni attorney na pwede ka, but then ang problema kasi po sa ganon, you are at the mercy of the examiner, di ba, Jerry? You're at the mercy of the examiner on will that examiner allow. Unlike if there's a specific law, wala silang masasabi. O ito yung law. Like for example, ngayon, there's now RMC 28-2020 which extend talagang permado this morning. While you're talking po, dumating po yung RMC 28-2020 kasi we're always open. Kami ho practitioners, we're always open ho doon sa website ng BIR. Kasi ho, nangangarag ho kami for April 15. And even po in a few minutes, the reason why I wasn't able to join you was because we're rushing po the VAT. Kasi ho,
Yes, di pa extended.
bukas po ang deadline ng VAT. So, whatever we can file now, we're really filing today. And DBP po is open kasi up to lunchtime. So, we're rushing po the payment of the VAT. And it looks like the BIR will not have any special extension for the VAT tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, yan, just in time, Ma'am Tess, pinadala sa atin ni si kaibigan natin from Union Bank, si JP Soliman. I think ito na yung memo na pinapakita na in-extend nga ng BIR yung tax filing. So I think kanina may mga discussion on saan siya makikita. So we got a copy. Ito yung ano natin. We'll post it in the comment section so you can refer to it later.
Yes, nasa
Jerry,
website
meron
na
na
rin.
rin kwan dyan RMC. Siguro later on, I'll send you RMC 28-2020. Kasi ho, that's just a BRR extension notice from ASIC Lambino. But actually ho, ngayon po, meron na po talagang RMC. Again, it's RMC 28-2020. It's signed by Commissioner Cesar Dulay.
Test. Paki-explain lang sa mga nakikinig na hindi masyadong technical. Ano ba tong RMC 28-2020?
That's a Revenue Memorandum Circular. It's a circular to all BIR and also to others. Na it's not a revenue regulation. It's just kasi ho pag revenue regulation, it stays as a law. But if it's a revenue memorandum circular, they put in the temporary sort of something like temporary thing to follow by everyone that nakalagay doon sa RMC 28-2020 that indeed there is now an extension of the filing of the annual income tax for 2019 from April 15 to May 15, 2020. So parang it's now formal na it's out na. Sinabi na ni Commissioner Dulay, yan na. Ayan na. Extended na. Parang
That's good.
So para sa mga hindi technical, yung pinag-uusapan namin RMC 28-20 is a confirmation na totoo extension na. Okay? So yun, sige.
May tanong din tayo
Okay.
from our viewer, si Mika Asper. Sabi niya, just want to ask po, can you give us tips on how we can minimize our financial losses? Yeah, hindi masyadong, anyway, yun yung, I think biggest thing na nasa isip ng mga entrepreneurs natin. As a CPA,
Actually,
Ma'am Tess, and also, yeah, Sir George, business owners, pati si
medyo
Joey.
for us as a restaurant business, as a retail business, medyo na-minimize na kasi tinulungan na po tayo tinulungan na tayo ng mga SM, Robinson, Shangri-La. So freeze tayo sa isang buwan. Ang poproblemahin na lang natin mga negosyante is yung how to support our employee, which was last week, di ba? Last week naman, 2 days ago, yan ang topic natin. So, yun po. So, that's how we minimize. At least nawala na yung rent.
Yes,
Tao na lang po.
malaking ano yan, malaking tulong.
Malaking tulong po yan. So, hindi na kayo maglo-losses. Malaki hong factor yung rent. Nakikita po namin in most of the restaurant business at clients po namin, rent usually covers mga 15% of the total revenues po.
Yes.
Malaking bagay na po yan. Salaries na lang po ang problema. Hi, Ma'am Tess. Hi, attorney.
Ma'am Tess, hi po.
Ayan.
Sandali, time. Meron akong suggestion para sa CPA, sa lawyer. Kasi parang ang nakikita ko talaga dito, tama si Tess eh. Tama rin si Mrs. Laurel. Nag-text, nag-PM sa akin si Mrs. Laurel. Good morning, Mrs. Laurel. Past president po natin si Mrs. Laurel sa APIREL. Tama sila na dalawang issue dito eh. The first issue is the extension of filing of tax, di ba? Pero nakikita natin, how do we survive after, let's say, April 15 or April 14?
Yeah,
so, siguro, together with AFI, Association of Filipino Franchisers, PICPA, maybe we can consolidate a plea or a suggestion to have a certain balance on how to tackle this. I don't see, natatakot po ko sabihin to, pero parang nakikita ko po, parang hindi pa ganun kaagad magja-jump start pagpasok natin. Pagpasok natin after 1 month, hindi ganun kabilis ang jump start ng negosyo.
I think I agree.
May nagsabi nga, moratorium on VAT. Okay, but how moratorium on VAT is, pero hindi naman pwede rin masyado dahil sa kukuha ang gobyerno ng pera. So again, kailangan may balance rin eh. I don't know. What do you think, Tess?
Dalawang test ka dyan. Actually, I've been telling my participants that the tax kasi is the lifeblood of the nation eh. Okay? But, yeah, it's the lifeblood of the nation. But the point kasi dyan, President George, the nation has other sources of funds. And I think, other sources of funds, di ba? And the government can have another way of getting funds for them, no? Unlike the small businesses, saan tayo kukuha ng mga pangsweldo natin, walang income, and so forth and so on. Our resources for sources of funds are limited. Unlike the government, no. So my point is that unlike the other countries, no, the US and Taiwan, yes, they're rich. But then siguro, my point is that they have reserves and they know that they can always run to an international funding agency, and which tayo naman, we've been doing that in the past, no? So for us, the government can run for assistance from other sources outside of the country, unlike the small businesses na were very limited. Well, the big companies can borrow from outside. But how about the SMEs? No, if they don't have at this point in time, very very few banks are into non-collateral loans. Most of the banks are into collateralized loans. So if that's the case, how far can a collateral of SME go? So limited talaga yung resources. So that's naman my personal opinion, President George.
Okay. Ma'am Tess na lahat sa pizza. What do you think po?
Yeah. That's true. Yung problema ng SMEs, they might not have enough capital or enough cash to go through this, kaya nga ito na we can see, kailangan talaga pala nagsisave tayo from the business and from the very start so that meron tayong pagkukunan pag ginagawa yung process. But if you are able to save, how long can that go? If it's more than a month, as I was saying a long ago, pahirap na ng pahirap ng pahirap. To the point na talagang wala ka na mapagkukunan ng savings. So, I think this is the time where entrepreneurs can be creative and accountants as well on how to, there was a mention about how to lessen the tax liability. Well, there are really creative ways to do it, no? But I'm not in a position to declare everything I might be. But being
On the air
entrepreneurs
tayo,
and
ma'am.
CPAs,
On the air, hindi
Monday
pwede sa on the air,
hindi
Ma'am
pwede on
Tess.
the air. Siguro i-text nila
Correct.
ako. No.
I-text nila ako.
That's the point of government kasi.
Privately. Diba?
Mahirap din eh. Pero let's try to be reasonable also because as Tess said, we need to support also government. Although they may have resources outside, baka din may go into loan. So, pag mag-loan na naman ng government, additional interest na naman yan, this will go back again to us. So, we have to be reasonable. We have to do as much as we can. Stretch up to where we can. Pagka wala na, yun ang next problem. Right now, ang problema natin is VAT. No? It has not been extended.
No.
As I've said, mga naka-EFPS can file. What about the manual filers? Will there
Yeah,
be
that's the
abatement
problem.
of the interest and penalties? Kasi hindi
Wala
makapasok
ho.
yung mga accounting clerks sila, bookkeeper, and not even the owner can even go to the bank and withdraw and pay. Kasi lahat takot tumabas eh. So, parang we are going to bite the gun. We have to tanggapin na natin yung penalty interest, parang gano'n ang mangyayari. Para rather than expose ourselves outside, parang sige na, I'll get this, bayaran ko na lang yung penalty interest, huwag na ako ma-expose. Gano'n ang mangyayari sa mga manual tax filers. So, the next step would be to have an abatement of interest and penalties. Ano ba ang kwan dito? Is there a law about this? Because there are some instances when assessments, the interest and penalties on some assessments can be abated. But I don't know if in this particular case, pwede ba yung test?
Tanongin na si Attorney Pepper.
Sa Attorney Pepper.
Yan. Dyan
Yes.
si attorney.
Yung assessment, pwedeng I think voluntary assessment program, you could apply to that. Pero mahirap nga ngayon eh. Sa yung situation ngayon with regards to, sabi nga, yung what could be done based on law is so limited. What could be applied na to lessen your taxes, it's more on creative creative accountancy or
Si attorney naman.
reinterpretation of you reinterpret the law ng konti kasi i-justify mo because it's force majeure. Bear in mind na all the force majeure clauses sa mga contracts nagte-take effect ngayon. So those are also proofs for business losses. And you could use that to prove na may actual losses ka nag-suffer because nag-cancel yung contracts. Ngayon, with regards sa mga what are you supposed to do after the pandemic to show the BIR and the local government units that you've actually suffered such financial losses is inform yung mga necessary parties na connected ka sa business like yung landlord mo or kung meron kang supplier na nagkakaproblema ka sa payments and collection, because that's the only thing you could do is inform them na hopefully via written letter, para at least may proof ka na you tried to reach them, contact your landlord, contact your suppliers that you're not able to pay. Contact all the government agencies na in relation sa DTI that nag-close ka ng business, in relation sa DOLE, work stoppage ka or these are all ways to help show proof na nag-suffer ka talaga ng actual business losses. Not based on accounting principles, but based on actual fact na nagkaroon ng force majeure. At sabi ko, in force majeure, the only way you could prove the business losses is with help ng, kung ninakawan ka, police report, Kung nasunugan ka, fire, fire. Pero nga dito, you have to rely sa DTI, sa DOLE, and also yung mga suppliers natin, yung landlords natin, to prove na actual na hindi ka nag-operate or yung mga suppliers nga hindi mo nababayaran. You can all use this as proof na business losses. It's gonna be a long letter writing competition kasi you're gonna submit letters to a lot of companies na we know na related sa iyo. You can even work letters sa Meralco kung nagkakaproblema ka because nga it is not a monthly thing. It's a 3-month issue. Even though these big companies issued a 1-month uh, extension on payments, you can still request for another extension because nga it's either these small companies, these medium companies, it's either you give them leeway on paying their bills, their rents, or they're gonna close down. That's the only option that will happen. Because I haven't heard any the government giving alleviation packages to the entrepreneurs. They only give yung 5,000 para sa employees. I can't even comprehend kung paano nila mabibigay yung 5,000 na 1 month na pinramis ng
Oh.
DOLE. I can't imagine
Kulang
how.
yun, attorney, kulang.
True. Tapos they've been promising loan packages yata sa SSS loan. So it's still a loan. It's still not a proper compensation. That is for the rank and file. What is for para paano yung mga business owners? So
Business owners.
we
Yeah.
have to be creative in creating business losses, and we have to be creative in getting proof. One way to get proof, as I said, is write letters, get response, write to the government agencies na related in DT at DOLE, then you're gonna compile it all, then show it to the BIR. Because that's the
I-attach
only way
yun.
you can prove
The
it. Yeah,
supporting
i-attach yun.
documents.
Yeah, that's why minention ko yung financial statements na in-earn mo for the past few years,
Yes.
combine mo, because all of them are corroborative. They may not be correct to prove actual losses in actual law or actual accounting practices, but this is our accumulation. It's like yung proof. Sa court, you need to
And
combine evidences enough. Kunyari, you cannot provide one primary evidence. You have to find all the secondary evidence to make it like a primary evidence. So yun ang gagawin talaga ng mga business owners. You have to do a lot of things after the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
siguro
hello?
it's also the right time for us to consolidate all our suggestions and submit it to the government. Siguro for the viewers, please lagay nyo lang lahat ng suggestions nyo. We'll try our best to consolidate that together with TICPA, together with JCI, together with
Yes.
Attorney Pepper. Lahat to, lagay natin into one and then let's submit it. Ang kagandahan kasi dito is our government since Monday last week, since Monday, is very open to our suggestions. We were all lobbying for the government to tell the mall, sarado na muna, wave yung ano. But again, we should guide the government now. I must agree, there are two issues here. Yung issue ngayon, yung extension, at saka yung pagkatapos ng extension.
Yeah.
Paano tayo tatayo?
President George, I want to
Ah,
mention yes.
President George. Ay,
Okay naman, go ahead, Ma'am Tess.
hello. Okay. Let me add also to what attorney said, no, yung mga supporting documents. I I think next year, our external auditors, it's very important that they disclose. If you will notice in the financial statements, di ba, attorney, meron dong corporate information. It's very important and let your external auditors disclose that as of this period of time, the company incurred losses due to COVID, etc. Because, President George, that's very important. They should not just put there in the notes to, akala kasi ng iba, hindi importante po yung notes to financial statements. It is, because it will tell the story of what the company went through. So, very important po na i-disclose sa financial, sa notes, yung nangyari ngayon. So you know. And then let me add also, can I add some more regarding the SEC? President George and
Yes,
Sir,
go ahead, go ahead.
um, as far as the SEC is concerned, they came up earlier with an extension up to ano ba 'tong extension ng SEC? They said its extension extended up to June 30, 2020 ang filing ng publicly listed and those with special licenses, 'di ba, attorney? Now, for non for non-publicly listed, they also extended it. But ang problema ho, you have to come up with a written request and you also have to come up with a sworn statement of the president and the sworn statement of the treasurer and the sworn statement for the SMEs, sworn statement of the external auditor to be attached to the written request. Ako naman, Sir George, sabi namin
Oo.
ganon. So, we're now drafting, the Philippine Institute of CPAs kami sa board, we're now drafting a letter to Attorney Aquino to perhaps this to do away with the written request and the sworn statements, 'di ba? Imagine magso-sworn statement kayo, mag-extend. So sabi namin we are now revising the letter. 'Di ba, attorney, grabe naman. So
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
now revising the letter to say that uh, in accordance with what the mandate of the BIR now, siguro there's no need for a written request. Kasi kung written request, lahat naman yan, di ba, Sir George, ma-approve. So what's the use of the written request if everyone will be requesting? So we're now coming up with a letter. We're revising it because of the new development this morning. And we're now, the moment we have contacts now. A few minutes ago, we did some contacts with Attorney Aquino of the Commissioner of the SEC. And we will inform you accordingly, Sir Jerry Ilaw and the rest of you, na if the sworn statements and the written requests would be parang no longer necessary. We will inform you on that. We're doing our best po. So rest assured, we CPAs are really pushing it hard to really for the businessman kasi alam mo namin yung problema. Sa amin po, wala, okay na, so sa amin yun eh. Yung kami nabigyan ng extension. But for the SEC, we're doing this not for ourselves but also for the businessman regarding the sworn statement.
I
So
see.
that's
Yeah.
an
Yan,
update
thank
lang
you.
po regarding the SEC memorandum last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am Tess, maraming mga nagtatanong nito sa chat natin. Siguro na-mention na kanina, but please clarify.
Ano po? Annual income tax lang ho ang
Yes.
extended.
So
May
annual lang.
15.
Very.
Sige, we'll patch in we'll patch in Attorney Pepper. Okay, so Attorney Pepper saying something. So yan. So Attorney Pepper, yan, you're online.
Yes.
So you mentioned na yung extended lang is the annual income tax return.
Yes, based on RMC 28. Pero sa best, wala pa nag-apply ng RMC 27 sa website eh. So hindi ako mag-comment. Baka malay mo na sa RMC 27 yon. Pero as of now, tuloy pa rin yung payment ng VAT tomorrow and the rest of the days. Kasi may consecutive payments yan. It's not just isang VAT yan. May iba pang VATs na babayaran sa following hanggang April 5 at 10, March 31.
Okay, so iyan po, clear na. Ang na-extend lang ngayon so
Problema ka
far
namin dyan,
is
Atty.
income tax, yung VAT, yung EWT. Tanong din ni Dino yon kanina, Dino Beltran, na kung extended ba. So as of now po, hindi. But as we said, this is a developing story.
Walang
So please,
extension pa.
yeah, please get in touch and also watch out for the news. Sana ma-extend din.
There are people asking about yung letters of authority na in-issue ng BIR kasi wala pang extension lumalabas sa LOAs.
Yes. Can you address that, attorney?
Yes. Tapos papirmahan mo agad doon, tapos tumakbo ka na paalis. Kasi mabuti yon, at least di ma-check ng BIR at kung ano man pinirma nila sa covering letter is valid. So whatever you submit, prepare a covering letter para at least mapirma ng BIR kung ano yung nasabit mo. Ngayon, kung kulang ka pa yung accountant mo, isubmit mo lang yung kaya mong isubmit. Kasi nga, baka kasuhan ka ng BIR. Pero sana may empathy yung BIR at i-assume natin na hindi kayo kakasuhin kung wala kang sinabit sa deadline ng LOA or ng kanilang mga subpoena do sa STECO.
Subpoena de sus attorney.
Yes.
Also, I just want to remind po those viewers and listeners that the percentage tax is also due by the end of the month, and also there's one expanded and expanded withholding tax and the compensation by April 10 to 15. So alin po kayo dyan? Anong group po kayo? So we're still awaiting. Hindi ho, there are other percentage tax, the percentage sales tax and everything that you need to file even next month. So may April, end of March pa ho tayo for the percentage tax, and then meron pa rin po tayo sa April 10 for the expanded and the alpha list. Now, if you will recall, attorney, di ba there was an extension of the alpha list of 2019 for the expanded and the compensation, di ba ho, yung 2316 from February expanded po, alpha list expanded, and the expanded po for the compensation of 2019 was further sa April 30. So yung hindi nakapag submit pa rin po at hindi magawa, so meron pong further extension ng April 30. Okay?
Okay, yan. A comment din ni JP, kaibigan natin from Union Bank yan. Mabuhay daw ang PICPA, please push for that letter.
Tapos may question po dito, attorney. Sabi niya, how about those na nakakuha ng LOA in the middle of this kaguluhan? Ano raw dapat nilang gawin? Baka raw bigla silang sabihan na hindi sila nakikinig.
Well, ang importante na naman sa LOA, ang gawin nyo, kasi there are two options. It's either A, i-submit mo yung document sa BIR, or two, invite mo ang BIR, pumunta sa office mo, kasi sabihin sobrang voluminous yung records, pumunta sila sa office mo, mag-set ka ng date, and then pumunta sila. So, i-schedule nyo. So, yun ang gawin nyo option. Since ayaw nyo umalis, sabihin nyo, voluminous documents, invite mong BIR, pwede sila dumating anytime they want, at i-schedule. Kasi pwede yun
I see. Pwede pala yun. Okay. So, Jerry, meron ka pang question?
Ini-scan ko lang, Sir George, yung mga questions natin.
Jerry, yung kay Christian Lainez.
Sige, go.
Here.
Other than the extension of filing of ITR, can we ask BIR to defer the payment of income tax since we prioritize to support our team and possible moratorium of VAT for 2020? Since we expect that recovery will still take long. Deferred payment daw, attorney.
Kailangan ng BIR ng pera. Kailangan ng government ng pera. Para nga, kung if ever they're gonna give financial aid sa mga business owners or sa mga employees, rank and file, they need money. So I cannot we cannot
Got it.
write a letter for a moratorium of paying our taxes. So I'm pretty sure that will be a no question because the government needs money right now. But we could try, pero I doubt it.
Okay.
Pero yung
Okay.
suspended LOA, yung existing LOA, mag-submit pa rin kami. Parang ganon.
Yeah, submit kayo or invite mo sila na umattend, na pumunta sa office nyo. Kasi sabi mo voluminous at records at wala kayong messenger na isubmit.
Walang magdadala talaga eh, no?
Wala. Yun ang sabihin nyo sa BIR. Tumawag ka, invite mo sila, mag-set ka ng stage. Sabi mo, free kami from Monday to Friday hanggang 3 o'clock kasi may curfew na, so hindi kami pwede lumampas ng 3. Yan, sabi mo diretsong ganun.
Okay. Attorney Andrea Gan Juarez din, sabi niya, can the public transport on moratorium of rent of the large malls like Ayala, SMs, and Robinsons be used daw as support for declaration of losses? I think na-mention mo to kanina.
Yes.
Pa-clarify na lang ulit.
Yes. Well, kung ikaw yung landlord, definitely can declare that as losses. Kasi nga, hindi ka kasi yung instead of naging rental income mo, mawawala pa. Pero it's more on passive income. As I said, yung mga losses dun sa company can only be used by creative. It's not the usual accounting procedure. But because of special circumstances, dahil nga may nagkaroon ng force majeure, and nagkaroon ng government order of closure, you can use this as a basis of proof na you suffered losses. Best way to justify this is kung meron kang previous comparison, which is kung kumita ka last year ng ganitong amount, you can use this as a comparison lang kung ano yung linos mo because nag-shutdown yung business mo. That's the only thing na you could do by comparison. Kung sabihin mo sa accountant no, kung pwede to 100%, hindi to pwede 100%. It's just because of the special circumstances of the force majeure event.
I see.
Malaking
Okay.
attorney.
Si Louis Basilio, attorney, na mention din, can we claim and deduct financial assistance now provided sa employees during lockdown? And what happened if beyond the usual VL, SL, and 13th month? So kung may additional silang what we call this extension of financial support, pwede daw bang i-claim yon?
Definitely. This is our employees' compensation as long as properly documented. Yes, kasi hindi mo pwede bigay-bigay lang straight sa bulsa. Kailangan proper documented, signed by the employees.
Okay. In this time of lockdown, attorney, yung sign ng employees, given na medyo may social distancing tayo, yung email ba pwede?
No, you can do this afterwards kapag nawala na na-lift na yung COVID pandemic. Okay. So it's kung buhay pa yung employees mo, you can sign. Kung may nangyari sa employees mo, in death certificate ang kailangan. Kung umalis na ng ibang bansa employees mo, yun, doon ka lang pwede kayo ng email. Pero sabi ko nga, written documentation or government proof, which is the death certificate, or yung email, which is kung wala na siya sa Pilipinas or di mo na ma-reach, you have to give those notices.
Okay. Ma'am Tess, do you have anything to add dito sa mga discussion natin?
I have a question to ask attorney kung pwede. No? Earlier, Tess mentioned about including this losses in the financial statement as of 2019. My question is, can we make a provision for contingencies in the 2019 statement, but alluding already to the notes? So, hindi ba sa retained earnings, we have some, we don't want to declare dividends. We'd rather that the dividends be kept aside and used for contingency. Can you put that in the financial statements? Dun sa appropriation for losses, appropriation for something, to be notes to the retained earnings para hindi ka naman uh, charge for improper accumulation of earnings and then subject to a 10% tax. Kasi pwede ka maglagay doon appropriated for building expansion, appropriated for research. Can you also do that for these present losses that we are incurring?
Okay, so yeah, so for those na medyo nag-feedback yung audio ni Ma'am Tess, but Ma'am Tess is asking kung pwede daw ilagay sa, kumbaga magkaroon ng provision sa 2019, itong ipa-file natin sa May 15 na provision for losses para ma-soften yung impact niya. Attorney?
Yeah. So this is for corporations kasi you mentioned dividends. Yes, I assume because special circumstances dito na I think the SEC and the VIR will recognize the special needs of the corporation not to release such dividends because of the pandemic that's happening. Because the employees and also the businesses has to pay for a lot of restructuring or pay for a lot of the expenses which they have used. Sabi nga, ang force majeure clauses sa mga contracts, usually ini-ignore ng mga tao, pero ang force majeure contracts ngayon, ang pwede mong i-avail to cancel agreements, to create special circumstances, and to declare losses. So, bear in mind, force majeure contracts or clauses are very important in this time. So yeah, I assume as a force majeure event, you could apply it with the SEC and with the BIR. But if you did not declare it na you're applying it, the SEC and the BIR will still penalize you. So I suggest as a corporate secretary, it's your duty to prepare this document as soon as possible once nawala na yung COVID pandemic.
Okay. Okay, Ma'am Tess, di ba kulangan? Do you have anything to say about it?
Oh yeah. Okay. If you look at the financial statements, no, if the notes to financial statement, there is such thing as contingent provisions and contingencies, di ba, attorney?
Yes.
So nakalagay doon sa financial statements. So what you have to do is you have to in your 2019, you can mention it now that there is such provision for losses that you incurred due to the uh, closure of the businesses. That's one. And also, ipapalagay nyo po doon na will fall under events. It's like events after uh, end of the it's called year
Calendar
year
year.
events
Fiscal
after
year.
year end disclosure. Yeah, on the FISA. So meron po yung one provision sa standard that you can you have to put it there. These are events after the financial state year end financial statements. And what are those? It is a provision for losses. But then, Ma'am Tess, nakalagay din doon sa standard na you have to if it's quantifiable, you can now provide. But if you cannot provide at this point in time because there's no amount that you can put in, then you have to disclose na lang. So next year, you can use it as losses. So important po, attorney, if you will notice the disclosure in the financial statement. So please do not disregard. Yung iba ho kasi they just put disclosure, schedule. That's not the purpose po of the standard. The standard says you have to put in what is relevant to the negosyo because they're not very sure. Malay mo, that's very important for the reader to know, especially the BIR and the SEC, to know, this is what happened to the company. And so they will now consider whatever expenses you will deduct from the company. Kasi kung wala akong disclosure ng ganon, pwede nilang sabihin na gawa-gawa nyo lang and then saka lang kayo magpresent. So in fact, my clients po, even the losses in UK, no, we put it po in other matters that so forth. There is now a decrease of revenues because the United the Kingdom is like that. So you can put that now, Ma'am Tess. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
ilagay nyo na po
contingency.
yung possible losses nyo na
Okay. So,
Contingency
contingencies,
is special
provisions and
circumstances, di
contingencies
ba?
po.
yeah. So maganda.
Contingency,
Yeah, opo.
the contingency clause is for the special circumstances that happens to your company na baka hindi privy
Yes.
ang government. Kaya nga you have to announce it. Kaya as I said, you always have to
Yes.
announce if
Correct,
you're suffering
attorney.
something.
Yeah,
Always
that's
make letters.
Yeah, that's good, no? So ang reiterate ko lang, Ma'am Desi Makulangan. So ang ibig sabihin, for example, supposedly nung 2019, assuming may kumita tayong sabihin natin 2 million, pero given the circumstances ngayon na nangyari, na-anticipate mo na probably malulugi ka ng 1 million pesos. So ibig sabihin, yung supposedly 2 million na profit mo ng 2019, pwede ka na maglagay ng provision for the losses ngayong for the 2020. Tapos net, magiging de-declare mo na lang ba na net income ng 2019 is the remaining 1 million. Tama po ba?
Excuse me, Jerry, I'd rather not put it in the appropriation of retained earnings. Kasi if you put it in the appropriation of the retained earnings, pag nawala na yung appropriation, you have to put it back in the appropriation. My suggestion now is that pwede kasi siyang ilagay, not at the moment, ilagay mo sa notes para next year, diretso ka na ng losses. Losses
Okay.
talaga. Kasi
Okay.
kung ilalagay mo siya sa appropriation ngayon, no, 'di ba? Debit retained earnings and credit appropriation. What's the effect? Pag nawala na 'yon, ibabalik mo ulit sa retained earnings yun. That's another that's an income pa rin. Unlike if you put a disclosure now, so pag next year, pwede mo talagang ilagay, hindi not only provision, losses from closure of business due to, even if it's 2 million, 3 million, you can put it there because you initially made a disclosure. And then here you attach it with the documents, no? Like yung sinabi nga ni attorney, eto, hindi kami pinayagan, nawala yung kontrata namin ng ganito, pwede po yun.
Okay.
So ngayon ilagay. So kaysa well, you can do the provision ngayon. So that sa 2019 nyo, that's actually a creative way, di ba, attorney, of not being subjected to the improper accumulation. Baka pwede na rin yun. Yes, Ma'am Tess, siguro baka pwede. But next year, whatever happens, you really have to reverse that and put it as really a losses, no? So pag nilagay mo siyang losses, talagang babagsak rin talaga yung retained earnings mo next year. So ganun na. Pares lang effect.
Diyos ko, kami mga maliliit na negosyante, ida-doubt pa pang wala kaming losses.
Oo.
I don't think sa April nga may pambayad kami ng VAT namin eh.
President George,
Wala eh. Oo.
Well, ang maganda sa pagbayad ng VAT, kapag malaki losses mo, wala ka dapat binabayaran na VAT. Kung
Oo.
percentage ka,
Wala.
whether lugi ka o hindi,
Kawawa
basta
ka.
may income pumasok,
Oo.
bayad ka pa rin.
Grabe. Grabe.
Kawawa talaga.
So never correct.
In
If you ask
reality,
me, if you ask me, never go for percentage tax, always go for VAT. Kahit hindi ka pa qualified sa VAT, mag-apply ka kung pilitin mo mag-apply ka. Kasi nga, at times like this, you don't have to pay taxes. You just have to file a form. So, lagay mo, no income, tapos. Parang ganun.
Tapos may input tax ka pa, attorney,
Yes.
no?
Yes,
To be
carry
carried
over.
carry over to the next month and to the next quarters.
I
Yun,
see.
no?
Year.
Tip na yon, tip na yon.
Kasi in reality, ako takot ako eh. In reality, lahat ng kapwa negosyante ko, lalo na yung mga maliliit, is relying on the cash flow that they get. Di ba? Joey, do you agree with me?
yes, definitely, President George. Kaya nga
Oo.
yung the whole discussion ni Ma'am Tess saka ni Attorney Chris, I think ito yung kailangan marinig nung katulad nating mga nasa micro, small, and medium enterprise. Kasi baka pag ang nakakaalam lang yung mga accountant natin, yung external auditor natin, medyo kapag hindi naiintindihan ng mga negosyanteng katulad natin, baka aasa na lang tayo. Kasi lahat ng narinig ko ngayon is it's either too technical, pero pag inintindi mo, meron ka palang pwedeng gawin.
That's
Opo,
true.
opo, oo.
Ito sabihin niyo sa lahat ng bagong members nyo. Kung di kayo non-VAT, mag-apply na kayo ng VAT, wag kayo mag-percentage as
Wag
much as
mag-percent.
possible. Kulitin niyo yung BIR na i-grant sa inyo is VAT. Even though mas mabusisi, but in times of calamities and major losses, wala kang babayaran na extra taxes.
So it should be VAT rather than percentage.
Yes,
Oo,
yun ang advice.
kasi Joey, ang rule kasi sa VAT, any revenue more than 3 million vatable, di ba,
Yes,
attorney?
yes.
So,
Yes.
pag sinabi sa inyo, but there are instances na even though your revenues are less than 3 million, you can also opt for the VAT.
VAT.
Ganon. So, nasa sa inyo na rin yun. Kasi like, for example, those who are dealing with SM, all people or all businesses dealing with SM, they really require, Sir Joey, na mag-VAT sila kahit
Yes,
below
yes.
3 million. Kasi sayang yung input.
So I think ang appeal ko kay President George na etong pinag-usapan ngayon this morning po should be echoed and di ba? I-broadcast sa sa mas marami. Kasi it's a big help eh. Kahit ako ma'am, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, pero nakikita ko this is a big help especially doon sa mga entrepreneur. Gaya nga sinabi ni President George na the small businesses rely on the cash flow. Eh ngayon wala kaming benta lahat, walang benta. Sarado ang mall. Marami pa nga nagtatanong sa akin, Sir Joey, paano to? Pag nagbukas na tayo uli, ang benta naman natin hindi babalik sa dati. So,
Correct. Oo,
Tama yun.
oo.
And siguro, Sir George, at this point, pasalamatan natin yung mga partners natin na laging sumusuporta sa AFI. So, maraming salamat po sa Go Negosyo, sa ating Globe My Business, and also PMA, Lead More, PMCM, B81 Radio, WB Advisory Group, Talkshop Asia, Lipreneur, JCI Makati, JCI Alabang, JCI Manila, and of course yung Let's Eat Pare. Yan. Tapos Westwood Law Firm, syempre. And also
Si Leadmore.
yeah, si Leadmore. Maraming salamat. And of course, si O'Learn. Yun, maraming salamat sa ating mga partners. And Sir George, last time, may mga nagtatanong din about how to become a member ng AFI. I think, given nakikita nila kung gaano ka-active ngayon si AFI. Sabi ko nga, AFI is becoming the voice of the SMEs. Siguro you may want to, before we go on to the other question, siguro
pretty much sure more than 90 or 95% of the small entrepreneurs are not ready to this kind of situation. In fact, up to yesterday, I was talking to people, akala lang nila parang bagyo, 3 days na walang pasok, okay, isang linggo, or parang mutiny lang, parang EDSA revolution lang na 2 linggo. No, we're looking at a month, maybe more than a month.
Sir George,
Kaya, guys, go ahead, Joy.
sorry sa to butt in. I just received a text from a mall group na even the Visayas and Mindanao malls will be closed today.
Okay.
Visayas
Okay.
and Mindanao.
So that's it. That's the last line of cash namin, Visayas, Mindanao. Okay. So sarado na. So,
Yeah.
Grabe.
so I hope we can collaborate. Let's suggest to the government. Let's have an inter-organization to have one stand. Okay, that we can suggest to BIR. So Jerry, back to you.
Yes, salamat Sir George. I think si Attorney Pepper is saying something. Yes, Attorney.
Yes, I read RMC 27 kasi RMC 28 yon extension ng annual income tax return eh. RMC 27 gives us additional 30 days to file our VAT refund application. So yung mga minention nga namin na kung nagbabayad ka ng VAT, kung business mo is a VAT registered, you can na-extend na ng 30 days ang application mo for VAT refund. I reiterate, kung ikaw business owner,
Yeah, but
insist going to VAT, tingnan mo, may refund ka pa ngayon na pwede mong i-apply. So, yun
Okay.
lang.
So yan, so reiterate mag-VAT. And I think Sir George may mention mo nga no na naputol yung cash flow. I think maraming entrepreneurs ngayon become caught by surprise on this, and I hope yon natuto tayo dito and we become stronger as we come out of this crisis. Sinasabi din ni Ray Baguio, SMEs should revisit digital strategies for their business now. I think isang learning yon. Na pwede natin if we can kumbaga put more what we call this, legs to chairs, 'di ba? Sinasabi natin na pag if we rely on one income source lang, ang nangyayari one-legged business tayo, such that kung sakaling magkaroon ng problema, ayan, matutumba na yung chair ngayon. So it's better if we have multiple streams of income, siguro multiple business models para at least kung sakaling tamaan like this, hindi masyado tayo mawawalan ng cash flow. So yan, maraming salamat Ray. And also visit yung maraming mga digital tools that we can use as well. I think yun yung pag-uusapan natin next time, Sir George, no, about the technologies that you can use to move your business online or digitally para at least ma-soften yung impact kasi nga yan nakakabigla tong nangyari sa atin.
Actually, marami pong learning sa digital ngayon, mga live digital learning na live. Andiyan po yung grupo ni Lead More at saka si Karen Pasha. I think they will have a learnings tomorrow on digital. Okay, andyan din po si Josiah Go. Mamaya hapon si Josiah Go at 2 o'clock. Josiah Go will have a how to survive this situation in COVID marketing something. So, tingnan niyo po sa Facebook na API, post po namin doon. Wala po exclusivity ngayon. Tulong-tulong po tayo. We will promote everybody. Si PMA rin po, meron din pong plano about marketing. So, lalagay po natin yon.
Yan, medyo nawala lang si Sir George. Yeah. I think this is a perfect time na we'll wait for you, Sir George. Let us know kung naging okay na yung connection mo. I think this is a perfect time to wrap up yung discussion natin. Maybe we can start with you, Joey.
Na ako.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
Yes.
it's a lot of learning, no? Especially coming from yung mga questions ng mga kapwa nating entrepreneur to Ma'am Tess, Di Makulangan and Sir Chris. Masyadong maraming na itulong, especially on the compliance side. So I think that the only way to fight against this crisis is to forge a movement na magkatulong-tulungan talaga. I was so surprised din sa announcement that even the Visayas and Mindanao malls are closed today. So sabi nga ni Sir George, yung cash flow is totally gone. Wala na talaga. So going towards the online business, kung ano yung pwede nating ma-collaborate, new collaboration that we can do amongst members of AFI or even non-members of AFI should be started now. I call on to to all entrepreneurs na this is the right time for us to rethink from scratch yung ating mga business model dahil from micro to small to medium to large businesses are greatly affected with this kind of crisis. Hindi natin alam eh. We are all surprised. It started with 20% decline, 30% decline, and all of a sudden, it's 100% no sales at all. So, mabuti na lang, I think there's a silver lining on this dahil this will give us a thinking time na to really restructure yung ating mga businesses. With that, maraming salamat. Nagpapasalamat ako kay Press George for the opportunity that he gave me to be part of this discussion. And of course, Sir Jerry, maraming salamat. And to Ma'am Tess and Ma'am Tess Di Bacolangan, maraming pong salamat. And to all SMEs, be safe po and God bless to everyone po.
Yan, maraming salamat, Joey, ang presidente po ng JCI Makati. Yan, and of course, Rai Ken.
Just in case in your financial statements you need something, I will make myself available po to AFI. Alam ho yan nila Ma'am Tess, nila Sir George, no? Just, I'm willing to, siguro, Ma'am Tess, let's have a session wherein I can look at the notes to financial statements before you file them. Or I don't know if I can give you a template for that matter. Para sabihin nyo na lang sa accountant nyo, kopyahin nyo na lang ito. Kasi it's very important that you put, usually ganon attorney eh, kasi minsan maraming CPAs na hindi alam na that's very important that they have to put it there, no? So, katulad po sa amin, I'm very happy to say ho, I hold a level B certification from the SEC. So, 24 lang po kami. So, that's why we're very particular about the standard. Di ba? Delikado yun, attorney eh. Pag medyo na iba na yung disclosure mo, tatanggalan ka na accreditation ng SEC. So, I'm willing to help in whatever little way I can. So, with that, thank you so much and let's pray more harder. Thank
Ayan,
you and good morning to everyone.
Yan, maraming salamat, Miss Tess de Macolangan. Ma'am Tess, of Lots of Pizza, anything po to wrap this up?
Okay. Let me look at this on a different spectrum. We have been talking all about businesses. What about the franchisors? We are franchisors. We are this happy. We are all franchisors here. The more challenges we have, because first of all, we have to make sure that we can supply our franchisees after this calamity. Remember that this started March 16. Wala nang pumapasok na benta because we also have closed all our franchise outlets. Pero, come April 15, dadagsana yung malaking bills ng mga suppliers. So, yun ang challenge. We will be able to pay all of them because in the meantime, we have been also paying our employees, having other expenditures continuously. Yun ang problema. We should continue supplying our franchise. E pag itinigil ng suppliers kasi we cannot pay all our accounts and fees, that is another problem. So for me, it's more of looking at the concern for our franchises more than my personal concern. Kasi they came into our business. It is our responsibility to make sure that they can survive as well. For me, the survival is more prioritized on my franchisees rather than my company because they depend on us. So, yun ang challenge natin franchisors. And that has to be addressed and that we franchisors will really plan and organize and see what we can do for them when the time comes that we have to go back to business. And as I said earlier, it's not easy to bounce back. It will take a little time. Kasi by the time we open, the purchasing power of our customers would have been lessened to such extent, no? So, hindi pa rin ganun kabilis. It might take 2-3 months or even more, no? So, for my co-franchisors, this is the right time that we have to think more of our franchises. It is really a responsibility that we took upon ourselves when we got to into the franchise. So this is now a time where we can see how we can be of help to them. So with that, I think that's really my concern now. And I hope and really, as said, we really have to pray harder because triple effect Pag ang franchises hindi natin ma-support, there are so many other employees times 2, times 3, or times 4 that they cannot also support. And that will be a big problem. So let's work very hard because the Lord will not leave us behind. And I've been telling my franchisees, our business was born out of calling from God, which we heeded. And so we pray that this guidance and help will continue to the end for the benefit of everybody. So thank you so much, Aki, for bringing me in. Thank you, George, Rafi, Jerry. We have also Esky Makulangan and Joey. Thank you for this opportunity. It's more for the franchises now that we have to look into. So thank you and God bless everyone. We hope that this crisis will end soon. Let us pray for this. Thank you very much.
Ayan, thank you so much, Ma'am Tess. Ma'am Tess made a very good point na as
Thank you.
franchisors, 'di ba? We also need to take care of our franchisees and yan kailangan natin na kumbaga tulungan sila subaybayan ngayon i-guide ngayon na meron tayong ganitong problema. So maraming salamat Ma'am Tess for sharing that. And of course si Attorney Pepper, anything that you would like to say, Attorney?
At this time, since lahat tayo naka-quarantine, enforced quarantine, so we're all at home, always remember to love your family. Like my wife, I love you, Mais. I love you, Moira. I love you, CJ. I love you, Mama. And then after the COVID, prepare your letters kasi hopefully it's na na-receive ng mga suppliers nyo, ng mga landlords, ng government, ng DTI, ng DOLE, ganong forms. Ito yung mag-request kayo ng kung di mo kaya bayarin, kung gusto mo ng moratorium or gusto mo ng deferred installment, so kasamang bangko. Make your letters, hopefully in writing, pwede nyo rin email, but it's preferred na proof na na-receive nila. So you have to submit these documents, and these are the documents you have to prepare in preparation for applying for business loss at BIR, as well as other things. Kung gusto mo talaga di kayo makapagbayad agad sa mga rental income because mabagal yung flow ng income ninyo. So always remember to take care of your business. Prepare your letter writing skills. Or you could hire me. Kasi marami na akong inisyong letters sa mga clients ko with regards sa rentals, sa bangko, ah, sa BIR, prior pa dun sa March 15 memorandum ng DTI. So, maganda kayo. Marami kayong gagawin after ng COVID.
Yan. We love you too daw, Attorney Pepper. Nakikinig. Ang siyempre, behind every successful, di ba, person is yung spouse niya. So yan, si Mais nakikinig. Maraming salamat, Attorney Pepper. And of course, ang presidente ng AFI, Sir George.
Well, Jerry, another public forum, no? Thank you so much again for the support, no? For lending us your backbone. Again, thank you so much also for my board of directors, to Rafi, our executive director. Okay, we'll try our best to have more. Thank you also kay Chairman Eric for being there also. And of course, sa mga past presidents natin, no? Thank you. Jan Chung, Victor, Tess, Teresa Loisaga, tuloy Teresa, Laurel, okay,
Yeah.
at saka ikaw Jerry, thank you, at saka si Joyce, no, thank you sa mga past presidents natin na andito. Let us unite, guys, come home to AFI, let's unite. This is the time that we should be together in fighting this. So thank you to the founders, please come to AFI, help us. Let's be one. Let's be one. Okay? So, thank
In
Okay tayo. Good afternoon.
Okay, so maraming
Pahinga po,
salamat
pahinga.
po. Yeah, pahinga tayo lahat. And see you sa next installment ng ating digital forum brought to you by AFI. Bye, maraming salamat.